Welcome.
We're back into another episode of We're
Just Haters. That never stops.
Yes.
Well, I don't know why we keep doing this to ourselves. Why we keep seeing the plays that's written in the late 19th century to mid 20th century and expect something.
I mean, you're correct. Well, anyway, we went to go see A Moon for the Misbegotten by Eugene O'Neill at the Almeida.
Yeah, that's our first pod episode.
Yes.
Yeah, so Almeida.
We've all seen things with the Almeida before, but this is our first episode.
Welcome. So, Eugene O'Neill.
Yeah. 1941.
41, yeah. That's
but it doesn't take place in 1941.
Yeah,
but that's,
I think it's like 1920 something, no? 1923, Connecticut. Apparently it's his last play.
Is it?
Yeah, so basically he began drafting it in 1941 and then finished it in 1943. His final work, because of his failing health, he couldn't physically write anymore. Which is kind of mirrored, I guess, in one of the characters.
Yeah, because it's like a long journey of death that you're seeing. You're seeing someone dying. Oh, but this is also another important note. It's also a sequel to one of his other shows, Long Day's Journey into Night. So we should just go back, I guess, and listen to ourselves.
Yes, let's do this. We love listening to ourselves.
We do.
All right. Is this the first Almeida one we're doing for
This is, yeah.
All right.
I've seen stuff here before, but...
No, of course. But it's the first for the pod, no?
Yes, it is.
Ah, welcome to the show, Almeida. Welcome.
Yes.
Eugene O'Neill and Rebecca Frecknell. Oh God. So it has the potential to be very bad.
Yes. I mean, Eugene, this was written in 1941. That is old.
Yeah.
And as we've talked about before, that we have gotten better at being more succinct with our ideas, and we don't draw things out as long as we used to. And I think this show is going to be an example of how long and drawn out a simple conversation can be. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm expecting. I mean, I know what I'm gonna expect, but I also don't know the plot, so.
Yeah, I don't know the plot of this one, but I have a feeling that this is one of the ones that in the interval I'm gonna be like, I'm going now. But I can't because we're doing it for the episode.
Yeah, sorry.
Maybe not.
I have never walked out of a show, even though it's bad. I've never done it, and I probably should start doing it, but I can't do it. I can't bring myself to it.
What is that? Is it like respect for the artist? Is it respect for your money that you've spent? What's
the money I spent? But also seeing the payoff, if there is any. Right. And a lot of the time there isn't any payoff,
So how does it feel?
Because you know how some of those shows, like My Master Builder, after Act 1, we were like, oh my God, what's gonna happen next? I'm so excited. But then it was like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the build-up, if the build-up is good, I definitely want to see the second part.
Yeah,
but sometimes the second act is better than the first. It's rare though. It's usually first act is always better.
I think it used to be. It used to be with the old school plays.
The second act is better?
Yeah.
But now it's reversed.
Yeah, because somehow we used to be better in like creating suspense and then doing the payoff thing. The whole cathartic, resolution kind of thing. Oh, anything else we want to say?
No.
No?
No, that's it.
Okay.
It's hot today.
It's hot.
Okay, so it was us failing to actually talk about the set because we were not set together.
No, we weren't. And we bought the tickets like back in March, but we knew it was going to be a hot ticket because Ruth Wilson is in it, so.
Yeah.
But yeah, should we read what the website says?
Yes, please.
So the Almeida website says, because it's sold out. The whole run was sold out, essentially.
Yeah, Almeida sells out so quickly. This is such a tiny theater.
It is small, so that doesn't help. There is no present or future, only the past, happening over and over again. Now, on a barren farm in Connecticut, abandoned by her brothers and trapped with her drunken father, Josie Hogan dreams of more. Haunted by the death of his mother, James Tyrone Jr. drinks in a spiral of guilt and shame to forget the pain, longing for connection. When the two are brought together, a single night reveals devastating truths, and both will be altered forever.
So what happens in the first act, for those who don't know the play? So we open with Josie and her brother leaving the farm, basically.
Yeah. So basically she's packing him up to go because she knows that he won't be able to have a life there. Yeah. So she's getting him ready to
kind of save yourself. And then we learned when her father comes in that basically he's not the first son that has abandoned.
Yeah, there's two other sons. And that's where she's sending him. She's sending him to her brothers in Bridgeport, Connecticut, which is like a good-sized city, more urban environment.
So yeah, and then we meet her father, Phil?
Yeah.
And he's like this kind of drunk Paddy trope character.
Yeah.
He's cunning, he's quite charming,
and
even
funny.
Though so it's a very kind of stereotypical, I would say,
yeah,
character.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and then they just talk for hours.
Yeah, talking about how, Josie is how she's a strong woman because she's had to basically raise her brothers and take care of her father, and she's not super ladylike at all. She does all the hard work on the farm, and that's her role since her mother died when she was young.
My grandma, she couldn't play because she had to she was the eldest.
Yeah.
So she was just doing all the housework.
Yeah.
And feeding the animals.
Yeah, and they're tenant farmers, Josie and her father, which means they do not own the land that they farm.
Yeah, and it's owned by this Broadway actor.
Is named James Tyrone or Jim
Junior,
who owns the land they're on, and they're talking about how his mother died, and she was not a wealthy woman, essentially is what they're saying, and so they think that James, and Phil made a deal saying that you will, when the time comes, when you inherit the farm, you will let me buy it from you for only $2,000.
Yeah. But now it feels like they kind of realize that Tyrone might not kind of
might not
hold
do
up.
it.
So Phil creates this little scheme for Josie to seduce James. So then he kind of finds them in the middle of a passionate night, and then blackmails him into selling him the farm for agreed.
He says this, but he is well aware, knowing that Josie and Jim are in love with each other.
Yeah.
And is trying to take advantage of that. But at the same time, he wants to give Josie a better chance in life, but not in the right way, like doing it because his schemes, that's what he's done for, playing schemes and kind of deceiving people. And they have this really wealthy neighbor who has an ice pond, and their pigs keep getting out and getting into the ice pond, and that's how the man gets his ice. And so, he doesn't want pig tasting ice, and so he sent his, groomsman or somebody over to the house saying that, you need to stop letting your pigs in, but like Josie and Phil rough him up.
Yeah, and he twists his words around and being like, "Why are you enticing my pigs to escape their pen?"
Yeah,
it's kind of like they wouldn't go there. Why would they go there if you don't? You do this on purpose and all that. So they are quite endearing, I guess.
Thick as thieves, those two, and they're just alike. I mean, she's just like that man. She is her father's daughter, and they say it multiple times. So we have Jim, who comes to the house to tell him about the thing with the pigs. And they tell him to hide while he watches them rough that man up from the other neighbor. And so Jim is a drunk. He's dying from alcoholism, essentially.
Yeah.
He's so deep into his alcoholism that he needs a drink to get him to stop shaking. That's how deep he is into his alcoholism. And Josie obviously cares for him in her rough and tough way, comparing herself to the lovely girls on Broadway that Jim, fancies and spends a lot of his time with. And
which is probably not true, because who would fuck him? He's probably just
drunk
pays
all
for
the
prostitutes.
time.
And that was the kind of one of his sources of guilt, because when he was transporting his dead mum on the train, he fucked.
And that's why he's drinking himself, because he feels like he doesn't deserve anything good, so he deserves to die, and he's doing it in one of the most agonizing, painful ways, and it breaks Josie's heart because she does love him.
But equally, everyone kind of like, yeah, I mean, he is gonna die. You know, it's not like...
And no one's helping him.
Yeah, it's like...
Not for real, anyway.
Yeah, just saw like a random video. But like, it reminded me, like, you know when Jamaican uncles like to give nicknames?
Yeah.
So there was this guy who got diagnosed with cancer, and they gave him a nickname, Dead Soon. So he's kind of like dead soon. Everyone kind of knows, and there's no... And even though Josie kind of tries, but she doesn't really try.
No.
You know what I mean? She's kind of like,
I think because she thinks she doesn't deserve him either.
Yeah.
Because she thinks of herself in such a degrading way. And she has a reputation around town as being a bit of a floozy, having any man she wants. She's older, she's unmarried. You know, her father's a bit of a crook.
Which back in the days was like frowned upon.
So
yeah, older maid
she
kind
thinks
of
of
situation.
herself as that. And so they decide, well, to go on a date. So James and Josie are like, it's like, meet me at 11 o'clock at night so we can have a little date. So then Josie goes and puts a dress on, and she's there waiting for him, and he doesn't show up. But then her father shows up and basically is like, look, James lied to us. He's betraying us. He's going to sell our farm to the guy, to the neighbor with the pigs, with the ice pond for $10,000. And, you know, we're going to be out on our asses as a result. And Josie is just heartbroken at this because at first she's like, he would never do that. Oh, my goodness, he would never.
But also she thought he would never, like, leave her waiting. And
Exactly.
he did something, so it's kind of
Exactly. So they come up with a plan for Josie to seduce him, and her father will catch them mid-embrace and with a shotgun, and he will bring witnesses, and, you know, they'll blackmail him for money.
Yeah, for disgracing her.
And yeah. And
so the game is afoot.
The game is afoot. So Hogan finally goes away. Phil goes away. Well, at first, what was going to happen is Phil was going to go there. Like, they didn't expect Jim to go to their house, to still go to their house. And he did. He shows up at the gate. And so Phil just puts on this big old, like, this really acts like he's super, super drunk and goes away. And then, you know, of course, Josie at first is like, why did you make me wait or whatever? And
that's after the interval.
Is it?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. And that's the end of Act 1. Yeah, that's true.
When he comes in and she's getting ready.
Yes.
To meet him. And then interval.
And then interval. All right, should we listen to ourselves?
Yes. Right.
Can I just also say that I hate that there's one way in, one way out. It's so annoying.
Yeah.
It's not great.
It's a small theater.
Yeah. Well.
Okay. Well.
I mean, again, it was written in 1941, so talk takes us 5 pages to get to the point of what we want to say.
Normally, I would leave, I think, in the end.
No, but I want to see what happens in the second part.
But
I am interested.
I think I'm not super interested. I think I would leave.
Okay.
And have dinner.
I'm interested in finding out what happens at the second part.
Yeah,
I am.
But now I have to stay because of this.
It is a long draw. Like, again, you know, I don't know if it's because we have a shorter attention spans now or what, but, you know, the roundabout way of speaking is just crazy in this. It's like, oh my God, can we get to what you want to say?
All these kind of early 20th century plays are kind of the same thing. I would commend Miss Rebecca Frecknell about one thing though.
Okay.
She usually adds some weird ass movement section that doesn't make no sense.
No
but
weird
to make,
movements,
to
but
look weird.
But weird
there's
soundscape.
Nothing. I mean, the soundscape is nice. But like, there's no weird movement that has nothing to do with the play, which I commend.
Acting so far, what you think?
Great. Very typical for what it needs.
Very
for these
dramatic,
kind of,
very
these kind
big.
Of
Yeah.
You know.
Very, kind of...
brash.
Yeah, and obviously a drunk Paddy,
Yes.
Trope.
And the harlot's daughter who's a spinster. Yeah.
Another thing that I'm like, I love, I don't know about the set, I need to know a bit more. I think like it is such a good opportunity, would have been, I don't know if they've done it, and if it is, then I'm commending them again. If it's all repurposed.
Look at it, sustainable.
No, but like it would be cool because like theater is gross. Like
wasteful.
Super wasteful. And I mean the theater Green Book has been, I think, for years, but it's not being adhered to, I think, as much as we could have been.
And set design is the worst, in which people they throw it out. They literally throw it in the bin.
Using
all this wood thrown out into the bin.
Aluminum, all that.
Yeah.
But I have a sunken feeling that it might be just new wood that is
painted and
look,
aged.
Yeah.
Oh, that would suck. Jesus.
I don't know. I need to learn more about it because I have a feeling. Yeah, but you
could get a
much
van,
easier thing to do.
Get a van and just drive around London and just go dumpster diving. I'm not advising this. I'm just saying that it could be done. You could go to other theaters when they're throwing out their sets, and you can go
that's
and
what
get
I hope.
theirs.
What's been done. That's what I hope been done, and then
I
would be like fantastic, and then I would be fantastic. Very very cool.
Yeah.
If it's not the case, then what the fuck?
Well, I'm sure the ladders came for their shop.
Never know. What else? I do enjoy the Moonlight, but I feel like
it's very on the nose.
Yeah, but I feel like they built the whole track for this mover. That is very cool, but they are not using it at all. No. And when they're using it, it's very LED-ish.
Yeah,
if it makes sense, it's very harsh.
Yeah,
and I mean, obviously, it's difficult to do with LED, and you need to use haze and all that to kind of mask. But there are gels. You can put a gel that's not like so in your kind of face. And there's something about when you can see the LEDs,
and you can see the bulbs.
It's
in
really
each
kind
LEDs. Yeah, I know what you mean.
I don't know. It was a bit too much. And I think for the work and for the money that they spend on building that track, I don't know if it's been utilized.
Usually at the beginning, about 1/4 in, and then at the end of Act 1. So 3 times. So
I used as very much as you say, like typical. It's the moon because the moon is in the name.
It's the day. It's like
it's the night now.
Tracking the daytime, like the time that's passing.
So I hope it's going to be used more because otherwise you spend so much money to build this and you're not using it.
Yeah.
What else? What else?
Yeah. See you for Act 2 at the end. See you at the end.
Very illuminating discussion. Is this enough for an episode?
So yeah, that was Act 1.
And then we come back, basically where we stopped.
Yeah.
They just go into position and we continue.
Yeah.
Yeah, Josie comes back down.
Jim is there.
Drunk.
Really, really drunk.
But the plan was like Josie is going to drink with him.
Yes.
And
she's not a drinker, mind you.
Yeah.
She hates the stuff. She expresses her disdain toward it. And she doesn't drink. Even though people probably think she does, but she doesn't.
Yeah, people think a lot of things about her and then it turns out
it's not true.
It's not true. She puts on a front.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she drinks with him. He apologizes. She kind of relents.
And eventually it comes out that what her father told her is not true, and that he
said, "I promised you," and
I'm going to do it. But he was just putting on a front for the neighbor to say that he was going to sell it to him and that he was going to turn him down.
Yeah.
He was actually going to turn him down, not that he was.
He was working on the scheme.
Yeah.
Of his own.
He was scheming them, scheming.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so Phil misunderstood all that. And
and he thought Phil was on the joke with him.
But Phil actually believed it.
No, so it was the whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then there's loads of like an hour of them talking.
Yeah.
Phil talks about
Jim tells her about his mother and how she died and how guilty he feels, how he hired a prostitute to get over his grief, and how he feels dirty, he feels undeserving of her because he keeps saying how he loves her and how you're the most beautiful thing ever. And she's like, no, you don't mean that. And he's like, yes,
yeah,
but I do. But I can't have you.
Yeah, and then he kind of like, he's like, no, nothing's gonna happen. But then they kiss, then he's like, no, nothing's gonna happen. But then he kind of rapes her, but then that doesn't happen.
And before that, because he sees through her and sees that this persona that she has put on that the rest of the town believes is not true, and that she is a virgin and that she doesn't entertain these men. And she admits that he's right, because now she feels, after knowing the truth, that he isn't going to sell the farm to the neighbor and that he is going to fulfill the promise that he promised with her father, that she can finally really be honest with him and tell the truth of her feelings, and that she wants to be with him. But then she kind of rescinds that consent once he starts getting a bit all over the place.
And then it goes around in circles for like a good half an hour, 45
for a
minutes.
long time. And she's just like, I know we can't be together and I know you're going to die, so I'm just going to, try to relieve this guilt.
Yeah, and kind of comfort you so you can sleep.
So you can sleep. And
then he sleeps.
Yeah, and then her father comes back home.
Yeah.
And she's mad at him because she thinks that he was trying to scheme again by lying to her. But then she realized that he wasn't, and feels like, I wanted you to be happy. I thought this was going to bring you two together, but I guess it didn't.
Yeah, so he was scheming, actually. He was scheming to bring them two together.
Yeah, but it doesn't work.
Yeah,
and
because he's way too far gone.
Yeah.
That man is literally about to die.
Yeah. And so then Jim leaves. Doesn't remember much about the night before. And she knows he's probably not going to remember the things that transpired between them. And she's okay with that. And he remembers some of it. And then at the end, he does remember the things that happened. But then they realize they can't be together, so
and then
he leaves.
Yeah.
And that's the end of the play.
And that's it. And then she stays with the father.
With her father, and they go back to how they usually live.
Yeah.
Going out to the farm work, she makes some breakfast, and
literally nothing changed.
Nothing changes. And that's the end.
So we spend, let's go straight. Before I say what I want to say. Let's go straight and listen to what we had to say. After show thoughts?
Man, that was the longest play ever. I must be stupid because I don't even know what this was about, to be honest. I must be dumb. I am stupid. I know nothing. So I don't really know what it's about.
It seems like it's about basically
self-destruction.
But no,
or was that too literal?
It was weird because they were trying to pretend that she was the main character, but she wasn't. It was actually the story about James.
Well, yeah, James, but Jim. James. Jim is the nickname for James.
Yeah, and it's kind of like, well, nothing changed.
Yeah. Back to stasis, back where we started.
Nothing changed. You're not gonna be leaving your father's house for a man's house. Dun dun dun. Yeah. I mean,
again, I question the why this, why here, why now. I don't see anything as really. We get it. You have a car. Damn. Jeez.
And a small penis.
Obviously. Overcompensating for something.
Wow.
I don't know what is this doing? What thoughts is this going to give us? What information is this giving us? What new things could be considered? Nothing. It's just a play.
I'm getting slightly worried, and that maybe it's like going to conspiracy theories. But the play that we saw, and then we decided not to do an episode about the
intimate apparel. Yeah,
wasn't the similar vibes, but was kind of similar vibes in the sense that women can't really do anything without a man, and then that you have to crave to have a man. And then if you don't have a man, it's bad. The same with Master Builder.
But intimate apparel at the end.
Yeah.
She let him go and she moved on and she made her life.
Yeah.
You know, she went back to. It did return to stasis. She returned back to where she started.
Yeah.
Hurt and you know, not whole. You know.
Yeah, but that's, I mean...
But, you know, she moved on at the end, I think, which makes it a little different.
Until she finds another man. The same with, like, Master Builder. So many stories are now about women just staying in their place. You know what I mean? And this is where it's, like, getting into conspiracy theories. I was like, do we...
I mean, this show is old as hell.
No, I know, but like there are so many shows about that coming back.
Yeah, well,
coming back.
I mean, there's a rise in conservatism. We know this.
Yeah,
it's shown in fashion, the way people are dressing. It's shown in
policies,
behaviors and policies and stuff.
In bodily autonomy.
They are rolling back things that were only fought for 50 years ago.
I know, but what's scary to me
that theater's reflecting it.
This is
starting to reflect it.
I mean that, but also this is directed by a young woman director.
And it's not like she doesn't have a choice what shows she can direct and not direct, right?
I don't think so. I mean, she, because of the back of being a resident director, she has made her, name.
But does she have say in the selection process is the question.
Well, and that's a scary bit either way.
That's true. Does she, and she chose this show to do, or does she not and she had to do it? Yeah.
But to be fair, judging from her previous work, because she did Streetcar Named Desire.
Oh, so she likes the classic mid-century American plays? Is that what she likes?
With a tortured woman that's, just like seeking man's approval, which is like... But then I don't know, again, this started in Almeida when she was a resident director. So again, like, we don't know if it was her choice necessarily to do these plays.
I mean, I wouldn't have so much as a problem with doing these classics if we decided to queer them a little bit, as in, like, subvert them.
Also,
you know what I mean? They're just doing
again,
them.
Like, you don't have to do them the way they were intended now.
Exactly. I think everyone's doing the plays the way that it was intended to do, which is not giving us anything new. It's just doing it, just for the sake of doing the play,
Yeah.
Nothing new about the setting, nothing new about anything. It's just this happened. The design is the design. The end, right?
Yeah, but it's interesting. What is a symptom of? Obviously, it's
it is a symptom of, the rise in fascism we're seeing across the world.
Yeah,
it's a symptom of it, unfortunately.
Yeah,
and people think that's what we want to see.
I mean, another symptom, obviously, the Labour government who promised everything for the arts, like cutting the budgets, like
and then arts council funding and all that stuff. Always the first to go. Arts and culture is number one on the list because they think it's frivolous. They think it's not interesting.
because it opens up
conversations. Dialogue. Yeah, that too. I think it's that.
That's why all the artists, were sent to concentration camps and gulags first.
Censorship is happening. So yeah. Probably it's a symptom of that too, is a piece of that. Censoring what people are doing. We're going back to the old stuff or stuff that doesn't shake the boat in order to secure funding to do anything.
Yeah, but I think that's the thing, is like that why we're doing this. So just because we want to
make sure that we're able to get money?
Fine, cool.
Sure.
Cool if that's if that's why you're creating, but I don't think money has to be a reason for creativity, because I think it just kind of goes against it. But
but also if something is good and subversive, it can make money.
It does, and it always does.
It doesn't have to be the norm to make money.
No. Good work always prevail, and you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's interesting. Kind of like low-key unsettling, because I think we've seen many plays like that now.
Yeah.
Yeah, sad times. Yeah, I feel like I need to go back to Europe next season to look at some theatre.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, we already had one international episode, you know.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah, and that was a lovely, mild European theatre.
It was great.
The experience that they still had to censor when they
Brought
came
it here.
What
Yeah.
Anyway, but we
Crazy.
talked about it 6,000 years
Yeah.
times already. Anywho,
All right.
right.
Inside. Back in the studio.
Inside. So yeah, literally we spent 3 hours
For nothing to happen.
Yeah, to see no change, no nothing.
No different take on the story. You know, this is an 80-something-year-old play, and it's the same way it's been performed every single time.
Yep. I mean, I mentioned already, Rebecca Frecknell, she's very good in casting. So she casts good actors.
Yeah, phenomenal acting. That's not usually the issue, though, is it?
Yeah. And I mean, to be fair, I think it's quite good that she didn't do loads of directing on this one.
No, she just let them be.
Because this with like loads of weird movement that doesn't make no sense would be even worse, I guess.
Because this is an old school talk
But
play.
the pace was literally glacier.
And not even just that the pace was, it's just that the nature of the age of the thing, it shows, because it takes us 10 minutes to actually get to the point.
But that's why I think we have such a thing as public domain.
Right. We can do whatever we want. But then again, I'm not sure if this is. I mean, I can look it up.
To be fair, yeah, because if it's 43...
It ain't that old.
Yeah,
it's not 80 years, it's not 90.
43.
90 is usually 90
that's
years is
true.
when it goes into...
That's actually true.
Unless the person who owns the property renews the copyright.
Yeah. Obviously, it depends how strict his estate is. I have really no idea, but you know, some estates are
like
quite
August
chill.
Wilson. No, August Wilson, his state is very strict.
Yeah,
you gotta
or
do
like
it as is.
Beckett, you can't do nothing. So I can't wait for Beckett to become public domain. I'm gonna be in my 60s, but I'm like, I have to keep going because I have a few ideas what I want to do with it. We touched upon after the show being like, why? And you know, I was trying not to be like too conspiracy theorist like, but there are a few things that are happening, and I mean, and especially in your country, like some, you know, political late night shows are getting cancelled and all that, and it's like,
yeah,
and it's interesting how it feels like, I don't know, maybe
people
it's a system.
I think people are obeying in advance, which is very dangerous.
That's how it feels like.
They are scaling back the things they say. They're scaling back the things they do, as to not make themselves a target preemptively in preparation to the arts and media becoming more censored.
Yeah. And you know, it's usually, you know, whatever happens stateside, it's kind of mirrored here.
Yeah.
And it's quite scary. So it's kind of like harking back to what we said in the last week's episode about our lovely people of theatre.
Yeah.
Person that we said maybe it was a bit dramatic to say that about West End, but it is a symptom. And I don't know, maybe it's nothing, but we keep seeing that it feels everyone's artists, as you say, they kind of decide to play safe themselves. But it's interesting, like, because we talked, it's like, why would you choose to do this play as a young woman director?
Is it because you feel like you have something to prove that you can do the classics?
But she's known for the classics.
Yeah.
She has done loads of classics. So, I mean, classics, that kind of period, you know.
Yeah.
she's done Tennessee Williams. She's done like The Streetcar. She's done Cat on the Hot Tin Roof. She
Both Tennessee
directed
Williams.
Cabaret.
The Cabaret, that's different though. I would say that the content of it
Have you watched her production of Cabaret?
I have not, but I would say the spirit of the piece in general is...
Watch her production of the Cabaret.
Okay. I've been procrastinating for 4 years. I should see it.
It was so fucking boring. The production value is great.
Of course.
But the idea, I think the idea that was powerful in Cabaret of those, Nazi ideas taking hold was lost in her production.
Oh, no.
But go and
I've been procrastinating for like 4 years. I need to see it.
Yeah, I mean, the production value is very cool.
Yeah.
For sure. But, yeah. Anyway, I have I'm like always try to be supportive of her and, any female directors because, like, there are so few of them that do very well and are successful. And she's one of them. But, like, every time I go to see her show, I'm like, just why?
It's not even the fact that she's choosing to do the classics. I think it's choosing to not subvert them that is a part of the issue as well.
Yeah.
You could do them, but why are we doing it the exact same way it's been done?
Yeah. Or make them
all
worse.
The time.
In the case of
My Master Builder.
Which the play was quite interesting. And we talked about it in our episode.
Because we assume that past things, older plays and stuff, don't have interesting or...
And sometimes they don't.
Sometimes they don't. But sometimes the source is just as interesting and thought-provoking as it was back in 1880, whatever, than it is now.
Unfortunately, I don't think it's with this play. Because it was done, and I was like thinking, is this like a kind of tinned theatre conserved for future kind of, I don't know, generations, in the sense like, oh, let's see how past used to be. So because like this
a time capsule
show. It was like this show, except for a fancy lighting cue, it's basically probably would have done very similarly back then.
Absolutely, it would have been done the same way.
So
yeah,
it's like
one place, one time.
Yeah. So what does it serve? Just for us to see how life was in a rural Connecticut in 1920s? Okay.
But the thing is does it have to do with the fact that this is a sequel? Is it because to get more context, to make it more interesting, we may have to see the show that takes place before
but
it?
Come on now.
Yeah, I'm probably stretching
If this would be a first I don't know, Marvel film, would you go and watch another of this? You wouldn't.
Yeah, you're right. Well.
So, yeah, it's interesting.
We're hoping that this is not maybe this is just a mainstream theater thing, and like we say, we just need to just go back to the outskirts to find what we're looking for.
Maybe. Is this a symptom of them being more tied to private funding, where they are calling the shots?
Yeah.
And private money or big money.
I would love to see a production of this. Make it happen.
Or more like, we have to keep society at bay. Again, that's conspiracy theory, but seeing like pro-Palestinian organization as being, classed as terrorist organization, it's scary.
Yeah.
And it's interesting.
And they're doubling down like crazy.
Mm-hmm. And that's the thing. And arts are, they've been kind of always the first to, stand up to the kind of regimes and all that. And that's why arts are the first thing to go.
Yeah. Like when I saw Fiddler on the Roof a couple weeks ago, I didn't know what type of energy the audience was going to bring with it, to be honest, because what you're seeing on stage is happening to people right now. Yeah. So I wasn't sure what type of crowd was going to go and see it.
Mm-hmm.
And well, there was this weirdo who kept clapping like at the beginning of the songs or whatever. It was strange.
Right.
But there was a group of people who came in keffiyehs. Mm-hmm. As a show, to me, as a show of pay attention, what you're seeing on stage is happening in real time right now. Literally what they're going through.
And worse even.
And like, worse even.
Arguably,
but it's the same thing, being forced to leave. But I guess that was also a show of protest and
also contextualizing
this play that was written, this musical that was written ages ago, based off some stories that were written ages ago, based on real life things that were happening 120 years ago.
But that's the thing, and I feel like the way that we're seeing so many plays that don't make us think at all.
No.
It just make us be like,
they're not contextualizing it for now.
This happened.
And there's ways to contextualize shows of the past for now, but no one's doing it.
Yeah.
They're just doing it exactly the way that it's on the page.
Which is very odd, because I feel like that's the last few years that it's been happening, because I don't know. So it's scary. It might be nothing. But it's just, we said people of theater was a bit dramatic, but when you think about it.
But theater does not exist in a silo.
No.
It is all connected to what we are, what we're doing at the moment, what society is thinking at the moment.
And so many like arts organizations are now getting cancelled, but taking, by being sponsored by people that have dirty money. But the sad reality is, everyone who has money, and more than a couple of millions, come from dirty money.
Absolutely. There's no way to make that much money without somebody getting exploited in some way.
Yeah.
It's impossible.
And it's where what to do is kind of like, it's a very tricky place to be for any theater organization, because obviously you don't want to support horrible things.
But you also don't want to call attention to yourself.
Yeah.
Because at my old job,
you don't want to close.
They have a fellowship which has been explicitly for people of color. They're still going to do it. Other theaters and stuff, certain initiatives they've been doing, they may still practice it, but they've been taking the wording off of their website as a way to protect themselves.
Yeah.
Preemptively.
Mm-hmm. Shutting up before someone shuts you.
Exactly. But
which is scary.
Which is scary to do that.
Yeah.
On the other side, it's like, if you're doing these things, maybe it's probably good to not explicitly say it out loud, and we should see it in your practice and not words on your website. You know what I mean?
Of course. Like, actions speak louder.
Actions speak louder than what you say on the words. But everyone's is already starting to tiptoe around the way that they say things so that they don't be targets. Mm-hmm. Which is
so that's the thing.
Really
we're gonna all end up doing Chekhov. We're gonna do Chekhov, Cherry Orchard, all the time. Just sit around the table
and talk
for
about 3 hours.
Yeah, talk how I want to go to Moscow. Should I go to Moscow? Oh, that was Three Sisters, I guess. It's the same thing. They always want to go to Moscow. They never go to Moscow. But yeah, maybe it's nothing, but it's just kind of, a lot of theater and art organizations now kind of in between a rock and a hard place by trying to, balance the books and also to be on the right side of history, which is kind of an impossible balance to strike.
And there's a lot of people who are acting lukewarm over this, which is scary.
Yeah.
Being inactive and just trying not to shake the boat, which is so, I get it, but also it's like, damn it.
So I think, the message is go support the arts. So actually, they don't need to end up, in the pockets of horrible, horrible people.
Yeah, exactly. Because it's so sad that we depend on it like that, these corporate sponsors and these other sponsors who it's just hard to consume things, whether it be technology or items you need in your house or food or whatever, without something dark happening in the background. Yeah. You buy this brand, this brand's parent company is funding freaking genocide.
It's a tricky thing, but hopefully it's not going to stop us from trying to be brave. No. And I think we're going to try and find artists and amplify the artists that are actually fighting the good fight in this sea of meh theater.
Exactly. And you know what? Even if it's something bad, even if the show is bad, as long as they're being interesting and are trying, then it's okay.
Yeah. At least you're trying.
Yeah.
Because it's so easy to just,
do whatever, forever, whatever.
Yeah.
However.
And get cash.
Exactly. or not even get cash. Don't even get rewarded for your mediocrity.
But that's the thing, it's such a closed, as well, the industry is so closed, there's just selected few that get these opportunities to work full-time as,
And it's getting
creators.
worse. It's getting worse.
That's the thing, and I think they need to remember this kind of responsibility and also how lucky they are, but responsibility for, artists that don't get maybe to work and create the work and actually try for them. You can't just go and do some boring ass shit just to cash the check.
Absolutely.
And just go home and go to Tenerife. I hope Jamie Lloyd is in Tenerife though, because he needs to relax. But hey.
Anyway, well, that was the episode for Moon for Misbegotten.
Mm-hmm. Very dark.
Yeah, we went really in the, it's like Paul Revere. The British are coming. But fascism's coming. Fascism's coming. Fascism is here.
La 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 la. Hey, listen, we might be nuked anytime, so enjoy your life.
Enjoy it.
And
eat what you want to eat. Do what you want to do.
Listen, be happy.
Spend time with the people you care about, because we may not be here much longer.
Oh my goodness.
Anyway,
that's us.
Sorry, we're not trying to be nihilist, but sometimes it's hard to not be. Anyway,
we're gonna be back in autumn, I think.
Yeah, probably autumn.
Renata is going to go to the Fringe, so she's gonna come back with loads of weird and wonderful shows she hopefully can recommend us to see whenever they transfer.
Yeah, some shows have actually a lot. Some of the shows I saw last year at Fringe did come down to London this year, so maybe it'll happen again.
So yeah, we're gonna have a special correspondent. So yeah, and probably see you in September. Yeah, we don't know what we're gonna watch, what we're gonna see.
Well, we do have something booked. That's for November. That's for
but have a fabulous rest of your summer.
Yeah.
And yeah, see you on the flippity flip. If we're still here, we might be nuked. Explosions.